Hey everybody, Jay here. Welcome back to the Homestead. I'm going to share with you today how to lay out your firewood yard, wood yard. Now, I don't care if you heat with an outdoor boiler, if you heat with a wood stove, if you don't heat at all and maybe you just sell firewood. For 7 years now on the Homestead, we've heated with our Central Boiler Classic CL6048, EPA certified, mind you, outdoor boiler. Now, this is a machine, for those of you maybe who don't know, maybe who are familiar with fireplaces. You get a fire going inside, heats up some water, pumps that hot water into the house, and there's your heat, you know, baseboard, forced hot air, slab heat, whatever. Anyways, over the course of 7 years burning wood with this machine, I've learned a few things as far as setting up the wood yard. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna fly the drone. I'm gonna break down the size of it, percentages I use for storage, working space, things like that, future woodshed plans. I think you can benefit from this. Yeah, overall, let's fly the drone. Let's get right into it. We sell production firewood, I call it, split 16-inch stove wood, not for this, like regular 350 a cord we sell here in New Hampshire. And then we have our boiler wood. And then we have our garden area. So there's three facets to this wood yard here. We have our production firewood area, our boiler wood area, and then our garden area. We're not gonna focus too much on the garden area. I'm just including that in because it's part of the footprint. So anyways, let's fly the drone. I'm gonna do a voiceover. I think there's some things you can learn, things that will make your life a lot easier. As far as equipment, trailers, wood, splitting, moving logs around, all that stuff. We're gonna cover it. I'm gonna keep it hopefully under 10 minutes. So enjoy, guys, God bless, and we'll see you at the end of the video. I think you can get something out of this video. I've learned a lot in 7 years, so let's get right into it. All right, folks, we're gonna float the drone up in the air, and we're gonna do this in aerial, but I just wanted to give you a quick synopsis. This is the wood yard. The saw shed, the white fence there. This is the entry in that I'm flying over now. On the left is our production firewood that we sell. We sell 6 cords a year. So that firewood is here on the left. The reason why it's staggered in an L pattern is so I can get the dump trailer in here. I can jackknife it for these first 3 cords, and then I can back up pretty much straight for the other 3 cords over here. So I have this right on the perimeter. I can't go any farther out in the woods because, as you see, there's water there. That's where all of our French drain exits and stuff. So this is our 6 cord working area. I can dump wood here. I can bring the splitter over here, and we can fill these racks. This area is a nice setup. That works pretty good. Now, over here is the boiler setup. As most of you know, who consistently follow the channel, we just turned the boiler around this year to finally face the wood yard. That was a huge, huge, huge change. You can see the patio pavers there where I used to stand, where it used to face the other way. But hovering over here, we have our 2 wood sheds that we keep all our wood in. I'm going to float the drone down here. Now, this is the central boiler. This is where I was just standing. I plan on putting 2 wood sheds around the boiler here, and I'll get to that in a second with the layout. But let's fly the drone overhead, and then we'll start explaining what we want to do, how I think it's beneficial to do it this way, and a bunch of other stuff. So let's float the drone up, and then we'll start again. All right, now that we've gotten a good spot, let me float over a little bit, and then I will overlay some ideas, some concepts, some things to consider when setting up your wood yard. So as you can see here, we got an absolute bird's eye view. So looking at this right now, let me overlay a photo. The size of the entire wood yard, 400 square feet is what we're working with. This entire wood yard, from the white fence where the boiler is, the boiler's to the left. I'll show you, I'll circle the boiler in the next frame here, but the boiler's to the left. We have 80 by 80, so 6,400 square feet to work with. Now, here we go. Like I said, the boiler's right there for reference sake. Now you know where we are. The production firewood's to the north of the boiler there from this camera angle, but 80 by 80. Ton of square footage, ton of options here. We can't go farther in any direction because of the wetlands, and then there's the drainage and all this stuff. So this is what we have to work with. But I feel like I'm on the path to make it super efficient, a mega wood yard. Now, this isn't all usable space for the wood yard. This area back here that's snow covered is 40 by 50. So what is that? 2,000 square feet of this is garden area. That's all the summertime gardening that my wife and I do, obviously when it's not boiler season. But anyways, continuing on, to the north of the boiler here is our 6 cord racks that I showed you in the beginning. The reason why I put these over here is because you can see these when you pull in, and aesthetically, they're nice cord racks. They're clean. They're nice looking. Boiler wood, some of the ugliest wood I've ever seen. So I put the production firewood over here. Then I have my 2 wood sheds across from the boiler They're both 8 by 11 feet, and they're about 7 feet tall in the middle, and there's 3 rows of boiler wood. I'm going to go over these sheds in a separate video because these wood sheds have been awesome. The design is really cool. You can get any row at any time from any angle. It's basically almost 360 access, so we'll go over that in another day. But there's 2 of them here across from the boiler. These are the first 2 I built, you know, however many years ago, and they're still surprisingly standing. And I usually go through, depending on what I haul out of the woods or what I get delivered, I burn at least a full shed every season. We start our boiler up as late as we can. But anyways, continuing on, my plans in the spring, this is my huge goal I have over the spring and the summer, is to build another 4 wood sheds right here. 3, 4, 5, and 6. Now 3 and 4 are going to be boiler wood, size wood. I want to say number 6 wood shed's going to be a smaller one, maybe kindling, pine kindling and small splits, hardwood, stuff to get the fire going again. And then woodshed number 5, I think is going to be a weekly rack or a weekly woodshed that I fill with either the other woodsheds across the way or wood hauled out or wood dumped from a tree job, whatever it may be, just to get it under cover. Now, if you look, this is going to be the outline. When all the other sheds are built, this is still the working space we have. This is my key point of this whole video. Your wood yard, you need to be able to move around. My God, I had random sheds sitting in here when we first moved in, random pallets of firewood, random tarps. I was snow blowing, sucking up tarps. It was ridiculous. This current setup now, as you can see, I can plow with the truck, which is, again, a lifesaver. The biggest thing I've gotten over the years is, Jay, why is your wood so far away from the boiler? Well, it's just that's just the nature of how things developed and how things worked. But this yellow area can be plowed entirely with the plow truck, and I use the tractor. There's no snow blowing, there's no shoveling. As you can see where the boiler is, I can come literally inches from the boiler with the plow truck and push all the snow, for this case, to the south, the far left side of the screen. So this amount of square footage here is amazing because I am able to dump logs. If I get wood deliveries, if I have the trailer, I can back the trailer up to any of the wood sheds or the wood rack. Let's say I get a call, I need to go deliver firewood. I can back up to any 6 of those cordwood racks, back the trailer right up to it and load it. Or if I bring wood home from a tree job, I can back up to sheds number 1 and 2, and obviously the future sheds coming up. I can't stress it enough. You need to leave yourself room for trucks, trailers, tractors, bobcats, excavators, wood deliveries. I can get a dump truck down here. I can get multiple vehicles down here with trailers. You can't obviously make a U-turn, but I can back down, turn, and back up to any of the wood sheds. Or, this is the most important part too, for my case, I can back up right to the wood boiler. Right to the front door, I can back a trailer up and throw wood in. Look here, because there's going to be either 1 giant one or 2 11-foot wood sheds here in the spring and the summer. And I think I'm going to use this area where the snowbanks are for potential wood storage. So either way, it's going to be epic. So let's get back and wrap up. I hope you guys have enjoyed. Again, a lot that goes into laying out your wood yard here. We have to consider snow removal too, so I touched on that. And then we got future woodshed builds here. You don't want to box yourself in. I did that the first year and it sucked. You had to snow blow, you had tarps. I hated it. So we're on to something great here. Like in the spring, we're building the shed I mentioned over there, and the shed here, and the shed here. We're going to try to build 3 sheds over the course of the off season, and then we'll be good. Our infrastructure will be there. Then all we have to do is fill the shed. So thanks for watching, guys. God bless. Let me know what you think. Any questions or concerns, feel free to drop it in the comments. And like I always say, we will see you guys out in the woods. Classic here needs a little love. I'll leave you guys with this. Filling the boiler. Oh yeah, look at that, fire! Good enough. Big old chunk of wood. They say you can't burn pine. Sure. I'm gonna leave you with that.